Hello and welcome to Productively Mindful. My name is ailandas.sulcas and I talk about everything mindfulness and spirituality on a weekly basis, pretty much daily basis now. Yeah, several times a week. Yeah. I want to talk about a topic today that is very strongly associated with the mumbo jumbo woo-woo side of spirituality, and it is manifestation. So there's two things that you might notice. I'm getting attacked by a fly. So there's two things that you might notice as you're getting into the realm and work of spirituality. First, and the most common one, is everything starts getting worse than it was before. The short and sweet of it is the reason why you start feeling that way is because the artificial ego-made society portrayed reality that you experience and live by is just what I just said. Artificial, society-made, fake, subjective, individualized. It is not the all-encompassing reality, the collective fluid reality that I talk about. I talked about that in a bit more detail in one of my recent videos, which I'll link above and below. And then the second thing that might happen is you might feel like everything is just a tiny bit better. You might feel like everything's falling into place a bit more. As if there's this force that's overseeing you and allowing you to experience life just a tiny bit with just a tiny bit more happiness, joy, and for fulfillment. So the first thing that I mentioned, the sensation of the world falling apart, people leaving you, you don't understand people anymore, all this pain and suffering that you might experience, that is normal. And like I explained, it comes with the territory. You have to shed a lot to give space to what your true being is, what your true self is, what experience of life truly is. But the second result is largely to do with manifestation. So let me explain manifestation in two different ways. Firstly, I want to look at it from the perspective of what actually happens physiologically for manifestation to take place. Just to give you guys an idea of how it actually differs from the common misconception that it's just woo-woo, some sort of magic spirituality mumbo jumbo. It's not. It actually works. So let me explain. So obviously, if you want to achieve something, if you want to gain something, you have to create some sort of a goal, some sort of a structured goal that you will create a plan for, some sort of a step-by-step plan that you will follow to get to that goal, that result that you want. So it creates a destination for you in your mind. Your brain is very good at being in that destination as soon as you create it. This is what I call time traveling. But from this perspective, it's normal and unavoidable. If you want to make something happen, you have to visualize and understand what that thing is that you want to materialize in your subjective or collective reality, right? So we need some sort of a goal, we need some sort of a destination, we need some sort of a purpose to be able to achieve it. The second thing, the most powerful thing that happens when it comes to actual physiological steps and procedures that we need to take is visualization. And visualization is heavily underrated and extremely powerful. There have been studies done where bodybuilders visualized lifting weights for, I don't remember how long it was. If I can find a study, I'll link it underneath the video, but bodybuilders were visualizing lifting weights for an extended period of time. And they have measured their muscle mass before and after the duration of the visualization. And they have actually gained muscle mass. Not as substantially as if they were actually physically lifting those weights, but they have gained muscle mass. Visualization is something that I have used as a professional freestyle wrestler as well, quite a lot. I used to use it to visualize all different scenarios and situations that might happen as I'm competing and fighting against my opponent. And it creates really fast responses to certain situations if you visualize them enough, which is key to manifestation, right? So visualization leads to familiarizing yourself with tons and tons and tons of fictional outcomes. But the more you do it, the more likely it is that you will condition your mind to habitualize acknowledging and picking up on opportunities that will allow you to get closer to your goal, your purpose, your vision, whatever it is. Visualization essentially builds neuroplasticity through simply imagining the steps that you're taking to get that goal, the actions that you're taking, the end result, how you will approach it, what you will do, what different tasks that you will do, present you with like different scenarios and how you will approach those scenarios. And you keep visualizing that over and over and over again with different options. It's almost like a scenario planning or whatever, something along those lines, right? So that leads to neuroplasticity without actually doing what you need to do. You kind of preempt yourself, preempt your brain, precondition your brain for picking up on those things. And what happens is that neuroplasticity allows you to build focus and awareness of things that will get you closer to that goal, that purpose, that vision. Normally, you would go through life by not picking up on those things. But because you use visualization, you condition your brain, you use neuroplasticity to almost not expect, but like habitualize the awareness, picking up on those things. You will notice them and you will pick up on them and you will actually do whatever it needs to be done at that point in time to get you closer to those goals. Focus will also allow you to do your best for when it matters because you're so intently focused. If you visualize all the time, if you have this neuroplasticity that you're building, you pick up on those things all the time, and all you're doing is just doing your absolute best every single moment when it comes to getting closer to your goals, your purpose, your vision. If you're doing your absolute best, you will inevitably get there, right? And on top of that, the more you do it, actually physically in this reality and not in your mind, you will start building habits, you will start building routines. Out of those things that you pick up, it's gonna stack, and it's gonna get you closer and closer and closer to your goals, your purpose, your vision. And without even realizing, you will achieve it. This is how it works physiologically. It all starts with visualization. And then we start picking up on things that are essential and necessary for us to be able to achieve that goal, vision, purpose, right? Builds neuroplasticity, builds habits, builds routines, and we eventually get there. And then we are happy and we're surprised. How the hell did I manage to do this? Well, just like that. Just like how I explained. Spiritually, though, there are some similarities, but there are different things that happen. So first of all, what are the things that encompass the spiritual side of manifestation? You need to focus on your thoughts and your beliefs. Focusing on your thoughts and your beliefs as you're trying to manifest something in your life, in your subjective reality, will allow you to figure out what thoughts are necessary, what thoughts are just fluff, what beliefs are necessary, what beliefs are just fluff. You can kind of segment them, you can observe them, you can accept them, and you can put aside the ones that you don't need and revisit the ones that you need. It allows you to focus your awareness, your spiritual energy towards the thing that you want to manifest. Visualization is obviously, as I mentioned, very important because not only does it allow you to build neuroplasticity, but visualization brings you to a state of frequency that gets you closer to the frequency of the universe itself, the unified field of consciousness. Obviously, there's other things that you need to do on top of that, like meditation, perhaps breath work, affirmations, another thing as well. Doing these things will get you closer to the unified field of consciousness, the universal field of vibration. And the closer you get to it, the more abundance you will have. The more abundance you will have, the more likely it is that you will manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest. Taking not just action, but inspired action is also super important, because your action will be inspired by the thoughts and by the beliefs that we have segmented to the ones that we want and need. It will also get inspired by visualizing vividly what it is that we want to achieve. We will get inspired by attuning ourselves to the vibrations of the unified field of consciousness. We will feel inspired by the overwhelming strength and power of it. We'll get flooded with the eagerness and necessity of taking action to get there, because it means so much to us. We can feel it in our soul. Aligning with a higher power happens as well as part of this manifestation process through spirituality. You align to a higher power because you align your frequency to the one of the unified field of consciousness, the universe, God, creation itself, your very being, the fabric of your awareness. You can call the higher power whatever you want. There's no right or wrong name. And in fact, language is completely inadequate to explain what that higher power is. All we can do is do our best to verbalize what we mean by higher power. But you can most certainly feel it. You can definitely feel it. If we look at a higher power as the universe, one thing that you will know through these practices is that the universe is unconditionally supportive. It will never create anyone or anything with the notion of exerting negativity towards whatever that individual peak of consciousness is. The universe creates us with the purpose of giving us as much positivity as possible, because positivity will allow consciousness to expand and grow in perpetuity. The more positivity there is, and it builds and it stacks. Another thing to know is that what's meant for you will never miss you. So through these practices of manifestation, we can manifest additional things that are good for us, that we want, and that will help us on our path. But what is meant for us will never miss us. The only thing that we can control in terms of that is how we respond to those things. If we respond correctly, through acceptance, through non-judgment, through observation and understanding of whatever reality is that is unfolding in front of us, we will never fall into the spiral of negativity. It's all our choice. And lastly, you want to let go and trust the process. Don't force it. Don't try and make it materialize through this perpetual chatter in your mind. It's not going to do anything. The only thing that can make something manifest, happen, appear for you is creation itself. You have no power over that at all. The only power you have over is your frequency and how you approach things that unfold in front of you. If you can control your frequency and get it close to the one of the unified field of consciousness, the creation itself, then you will be able to manifest additional things that you want, need. And if you can control the way you respond, the way you see your emotions, the way you do your shadow work, the way you heal, you'll be able to control the amount of happiness, joy, and fulfillment you get in life from every single moment. It is as simple as that. So it's a nice and simple video for once. Nothing too crazy, nothing too complicated. But it is up to you which approach you want to use, because both of them work. Both of them work. This has been Ailandas.sulcas from Productively Mindful. If you enjoyed this video, click like, share, comment, subscribe. If you want to have a free 1-hour conversation with me where I will help you move through your spirituality and mindfulness journey, click on the link tree below. There's a booking link there. It is completely free, no strings attached. We'll have a chat and we'll take it from there. Thank you for watching this video. I love you all. Check out all my links underneath the video, and I will see you and speak to you figuratively, I guess, in the next video. Goodbye. I love you all.